Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and I know it's Thursday Night Live. I completely forgot to post about it. It's one of those. It has been a crazy couple of days, and I have been working so hard on getting some videos done for you. I got, I think, 3 videos shot today, and it took a lot longer than expected. But I'm excited to be live with you and to hear. About this is one of my favorite topics. I kind of really enjoy numerology. So today we are going to do numerology, but we're going to do it in kind of a different sort of a way. We're going to add. I kind of really enjoy. Let's get that out. Okay, so didn't have the sound off. So we are going to do it, and we're going to do it based on a personal year. So one of the great things about learning about numerology is just kind of finding out what are the numbers and what does that mean. And so one of the things, hey everybody, I love numerology. So we are going to kind of learn a little bit about not only our universal year, but also our personal year for us. So one of the great things about learning about your universal year, it kind of tells you kind of what's coming up. And I will be doing another video really soon about just about the universal year. So I'm going to talk about that just a touch, and then we're going to move into kind of what's really coming up for us. So we are going to be figuring out, so current year is how you figure it out is the year is 2021, if anybody hadn't figured that one out. So it's 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals a 5. And so that's just like a basic, easy way to kind of find out what the year is. And so that means as a universal year, this is our year of number 5. And so this is all talking about our energy that's coming to the planet. And so kind of 5 for universal years is all about freedom. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on this and explaining more about it. But this is the part, and I wanted y'all to join me learning about what is your personal year. So the way you figure that out is you take your month of birth plus your day of birth and plus the current year. So if you were going to do December 20th plus the 5, so that would equal 37, and then you would add the 3 and the 7 together, which would give you 10, and then you would do the 1 plus the 0 until you get a 1, and that person would be on a personal year of 1. So you keep adding together until you get to one number. So you add all the numbers together. So I did. So let's do another one. Let's do 11 November 25th plus the 5, which is this current year. That's a number 41. Then we're going to add the 4 plus the 1, and we're going to get a 5. So not only are they having a universal year of 5, they're having a personal year of number 5. So as you work that out, let me know what your numbers are. And then once we get to each of the numbers, there's 9 numbers. So we're going to talk about them kind of just quickly and kind of just what's coming in and just kind of like a little bit of information about it. There are 9 years, and each year is kind of what you're going through that year. And if you don't do your work in that year, then you kind of get double whammy the next year because you have all that year that you didn't do anything plus the following year. So Courtney is a 3. So I'm assuming, Carmen, that is your birthday. So that would be March would be 3rd plus a 16 plus 5, which is the universal year. That's a 24, which means you are a personal number of 6. So anybody else has any problems, like I said, let me know. I'll figure it out for you. But one of the great things about this is it can give you a really great insight. If you've taken my class, one of the things that's really cool about learning about numerology is it can give you a different perspective. When you do a horoscope, it's kind of like a generalized information. It's kind of just, everybody could be under that. This is more personal to you. And so that's kind of the fun part is many years ago, I talked about that in class. I actually did numerology for not only my family, my husband, my kids. I did it for my parents, my siblings, everything. It was so much fun. Okay, Jennifer Audrey, so you're January 6th. So that would be a 1 plus a 6 plus 5. So 1 plus 6 plus 5 is 12. And then you add those together, and that's a 3. So you're, Jennifer, you are in a life path 3. Okay. So that's kind of just gives you more insight into kind of like your own personality, because your name doesn't change necessarily. And you can do it both ways. So if you get married, you can do it with your married last name, or you can do it with your maiden last name and kind of see how they balance out. Because a lot of times what happens is not only do we get a new last name when we get married, us ladies, but sometimes we get different personalities, or we start adding to our personality. So that's kind of a really fun thing. So let's start out with master number 1. If you are a personal year number 1, it's all about what are you starting new beginnings, new career paths. It could be anything that's opening or reinventing itself this year. It really calls in a new beginning, new adventures, many new projects, things that you might want to try and take advantage of. Let me see if I like this. Let me see if I like that. So this is a really great refresh, a really great start. Don't hesitate to plan your projects beforehand and keep your eye on the target. No door will stay closed forever. Just be decisive, organized, and take incentives. So that's kind of like a really cool part. This is a period of strength for you. A personal year will urge you to take charge and put your best foot forward. It should be relatively easier for you to find and muster up support for other projects that you're needing. So this is a great year to kind of ask for other people. So we got a lot of 3s and a lot of 6s out there. So this is really fun. So year 1 for anybody could be that you're going to change what you're doing for a living, kind of what you're doing career-wise, kind of change your occupation, your status. You could move up or move down or decide something completely different. This is really interesting. I will tell people that this is a great year to kind of draw in what you really love to do or what you really desire to do. So now we're into personal year number 2. Personal year number 2 is all about patience. This is the really, really hard part, to get into what do we really desire to kind of grow into. This year is all about patience. It's about trust and knowing that things are going on behind the scenes, and take your time. This is a personal year. It's not a personal month. It's a really great time to decide what you want to do. And it can also bring up a lot of sentimental energy for you. Okay, so Tamara, hold on. Tamara on YouTube is September 7th. Plus the year is 21. So your life path 3, Tamara. So we've already got a couple of 3s on here. Okay. So Destiny, it says that she's November 23rd plus the year. That's a 39. So 3 plus 9 is 12. And so 12 is a 3. So it's one of those. This is really fun. Hold on, Tamara. We're getting there. So did I tell you what you were? 9 plus 7 plus 5 is a 21. So hold on, Tamara. I'm about to get to you in just a second. So on life path 2, like I said, this is all about patience. This is a year for sensitivity and opening up. This will be a great favorable year for bringing in new friends and new connections, not only in business, but this could be personal. This could be other things. So just know that 2 year is it's one of those, when you plant a seed, it's not going to come up right away. You don't want to dig in there and go, oh, what's happening underneath the ground? This is a great time to kind of let it sit kind of patiently and take care of things, take care of yourself and take care of others around you. This is a really great spiritual time that can open you up into kind of like growing in yourself of what do you want to come in together. Okay. Number 3 is life path number 3. So we got a whole bunch of those, is all about your spiritual life. So this is the year that your spiritual energy will be growing, or that you may be questioning your spiritual side. So there may be some energy that comes up in there that you just really kind of like, I'm not really sure how I believe about that. And so that's a great year to start looking for what you want to bring into your life, or kind of like, why do I believe this? And looking kind of underneath things. It's a great year to question things. It's a great year to kind of like, what do I want to bring? This is also about kind of like that bringing of things together, of a positive mindset, focusing on what you want. Kind of some of your projects will kind of pick up speed and kind of like take off this year, but a lot of times it will be a very slow growth. It's not going to be like zoom up to the top. It's kind of like, okay, it's taking off, it's working on it. So that's just kind of an interesting energy. But this is a great time to make connections with other people, to find out where you want to be in your personal life. And it's one of those, this a 3 year is where you can have, not always have. This is a year that you can have money issues. So it's one of those, make sure that you're speaking about your money correctly. Money does not like to be lied about. And this is a really good time not to spend just frivolously. This is a time to kind of pick and choose, like, what am I going to bring into this year? So let me check. Let me do Melinda's really quick. 5 plus 22 plus 5 is 32. Melinda, you're a 5. Melinda, you're a 5. So it's 3 year is kind of to be careful with your money and not just like spend because you have the money, because eventually you may not have as much as you would like to have in there. So let's go to year number 4. So year number 4 is all your year to work. This is your year to kind of see that tree grow, see that plant move forward. This is a lot of efforts will be made, and you may not see like the life coming through the other side. So you may not see that coming through quite yet. This is the time to kind of see what's underneath there and kind of wait for it to come up. So personal year number 4 is all about your work, your habits, getting your patience, and your patience is not something that we learn very easily, but it's something that we should learn and should learn to understand. So it's one of those, a 4 year is not necessarily a year for struggle, but it's a year where we're going to work really hard about ourselves, work on our career, we're going to work on other things. And this is a year that we're going to be working. And then the following year is where we're going to kind of see that coming in at. So a 5 year personal year is all about freedom and travel and developing a new mindset, because things that we've done in the past are kind of developing into what we're deciding to do. Professionally, there may be various of things that pop up, things that you can do or kind of amplify your own energy in work. This is a really good year to travel, a really good year to go see different places and kind of what is the mindset of those places. Changes are in the air. It's one of those kind of, as we get into the next one, we're going to find out more, but this is kind of where you may meet somebody at the end of your personal 5 year. And then, because when we move into year number 6, what we're moving into is our year of love. If you were already in a relationship, you're going to just kind of fall back in love with where you got. This is a great year that you're going to be in love with your friends and your family and doing things with them and kind of just amplifying that great energy of what is coming to you. So that's kind of the fun, cool part about a love year. It's one of those, this is going to be kind of like a source of serenity with you, and you're just going to be enjoy being around your family. You're going to enjoy being with them. This is a great one for understanding how important you are to them and they are to you. That, I would say, is something that we've kind of already learned in our 5 year, but we're going to learn it even more next year as well. It's one of those, it's great to be thankful and kind of calling in help or advice from families or even neighbors. So that's a great one. So let's see, 7. We're going into a 7 year. Is your 7 year is all about your cleaning your spirituality house. When we've had our spirituality lessons before, that we were kind of rethinking things. We were kind of just kind of going through the motions. Hold on one sec. Let me do Lily's real quick. Lily is 12 plus 18 plus 5. Lily, you are a 9 year. Okay, we're not there yet. So we are in year number 7. You made it just in time, Lily. So your personal year, number 7, is all about spiritual growth and kind of changing or improving your own quality of life. This is a really great time to read books of interest, kind of pulling that energy forward. Spiritual growth is one where you can kind of take stock. Is there things that I require letting go of from the past, or are there things that I really, really want to hang on to? This is kind of an interesting year because it's not necessarily a work year, but it's a really fun year to kind of, what am I going to keep? What am I going to save? What's going to make it to the end? That's the really cool part. So let's go into year number 8. Okay. Year number 8 is all about manifesting, living your best life. This is going to be your money year. Cha-ching. 8 year is all about what are you choosing to bring to you. This is going to come in your personal life. This is going to come in your professional life. This is all about money, choices coming in and money coming around. There will be new opportunities. If you're in a profession, you'll most likely get a raise or a promotion in a professional life. This is one where you're going to radiate confidence. Leadership is going to naturally start flowing out. So this is a really fun year. It's kind of guided by your intuition and your creativity and things that are coming in to kind of what do you really want to achieve. So kind of as we work through that year, it's one of those, this is a really positive year for everybody. And you're going to see a lot of professional successes come up and come to fruition in that year. So a 9 year is all about ending the cycle. This is a year of reflection, kind of like what has the last 9 years brought to me and what's coming up for me. So this is kind of like the end of the cycle. Look around you for what's coming up next. So it's kind of keep your eye on what's coming up next, but also remember that this is kind of like, what have I done? What has the last 9 years brought to me? What are the life lessons that I've learned? What are the things that I want to take into the future? This is a really cool time of opportunity to truly grow during this time. This is hours of like just thinking about like, what do you want to develop next? Where do you want to go next? What is your next 9 years going to look like? It's one of those, don't rush headfirst into things because this is the completion of things. So if you happen to start something new in a 9 year, it's probably going to end pretty quickly. But if you are in a getting close to that, you can start thinking about things or kind of like, what would this look like for me? And then on top of that, this would be kind of like, what do you want to bring into you? So let's go back through all of it. And I'm going to pull, here we go. 1 second, here we go. So let's start again, and I'm going to add to what I've just read, and we're going to talk about each one. So if you have a personal year of 1, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. This one's actually jumping out for 1. So they're talking about serenity. Even though this is the new beginnings, be peaceful in your what's coming at you. It's one of those, and really inner think and inner reflect. I think of serenity as like kind of this peaceful energy coming forward. So what are you drawing to you? What are the things that you would like to start new? What are the things that you would want to draw into you? And it's kind of, or draw out of you. Those are the really cool parts. So a personal year 1, and I'm going to put one more card for personal year 1. This is a great year to kind of bring in studies. If you're thinking about new things, kind of do some studying. It doesn't mean you need to read a whole bunch of books, but read something about it or investigate or talk to people that kind of decide what you want to bring into you. Okay. Here we go. Now let's go into a personal year 2, personal year 2. This is all about your patience, what's coming in at you. So personal year 2, this one is jumping forward. I got 2 that are jumping forward. Okay, so this is the patience. This is self-acceptance. Accept where you're at. It's one of those, a lot of people are always kind of pushing themselves ahead. A 2 year is kind of that year of patience. So think about things that you can do in the patience, in the silence while you're working on other things. And self-acceptance is one that I would say a lot of people struggle with, and I would say more often women than men, but I think men suffer with it as well, but I think they just hide it a little bit better than women. So this is a year to kind of self-accept you and all your lumps and bumps and your craziness. This is a really great year for you. The other one that jumped forward on patience is soulmate. And this doesn't necessarily always have to be a guy or a girl or moving into a romantic relationship. This could be soulmates, as in friends, things that you're going through, someone you can call on and talk about, like, hey, this isn't coming through the way I thought. This isn't moving as forward as I wanted to. So this is a really good year to kind of rely on your soulmates to support you through this really, really amazing year. Okay, so let's go into number 3, which is all about seeing things come together. So seeing things come together is, I got 2 popping and this one just like slid back in. Okay, here we go. Okay. A 3 year is all about things coming together, and this is about dreams. When things start coming together, you will start having amazing dreams of what the next step is, or the people that are guiding you from the other side. I was talking to a client today about this, and we were just having a great time. And this is a card that I pulled for her for a 3 year. And this is kind of really cool because it's like your dream. She had a dream that her dad came to her and it said, it's now time to start this. So I always tell people, like, this is a really cool time to kind of really decide what you want to dream, think about what's dreaming and what's coming in at you. So that's really, really fun and imaginative. So also a 3 year is coming together. A lot of people don't think about music this way, but I really do. Music is a culmination of several different things. You have to have usually several instruments or a beat, or you have to have music and song and words, all of that. And so it's like a coming together of a whole bunch of things. Great music really lights our energy on fire and can make being patient. Have you ever just like pulled out a song and started listening to something because you're waiting on someone else? That's what music does, is make the time pass so much easier. Music is an amazing way to help your energy and move things forward. So that is a really good one. So let's move to a number 4 year. A number 4 year is our work year. So this is all about the work that we're coming together. And this is all about listening. This is a slow period and it's time to focus, but listen to other people. I will tell you that 99.9% of the people do not know how to listen. What they end up doing is when you tell a story, they're really listening of where they can one up your story. If you're talking about a car accident that you have, they're not really listening to the story. What they're talking about is thinking about, like, oh, when can I talk about a car accident happened to me, or this happened to me after a car accident, or whatever else. They're not really listening to your story. They're thinking about how they can talk to you or how to explain things. So listening is really important. And it's really something that a lot of people don't do really well. And it can be really hard to do at the beginning, because a lot of us are like, I want to be heard too. I want to talk about my story. I want to talk about what's going on around me. Yet at the same time, this is a card that's telling you, take time to listen, not only to listen to others, but listen to yourself as well. I think that's okay. So our work year. The next one is prayers are answered. Sometimes, a lot of times, people think that prayers are answered instantly, and sometimes they are, but sometimes it takes time to get there. What you're asking for is something that you're not quite ready for, so there may be some lessons that you need to learn before we get there. So a lot of efforts can go into this, and so really think, am I moving my energy for it? I'm doing the work that I require doing to get where I want to go. That is a really good one. Let's see. Let's move to a 5 year. A 5 year is all about changes or freedom. Freedom is a 5 year. Freedom is 5, and it's about changing. And this is a great year to celebrate, make celebrations, and travel and develop a new mindset and bringing in new changes, and celebrate each and every one of those steps. There's a lot of things that people don't celebrate. There's a lot of things that kind of like, it's not a big deal. That's one thing. It is a big deal. Make a big deal out of things, out of birthdays and anniversaries and seeing people. It's a really, really fun, big deal. So it's one of those, making that energy come in a lot faster. So another one for our 5 year is all about enchantment. If you really want to feel free, feel like a child. They never worry. Any child under the age of 5 is going to have such enchantment in their eyes, and everything is a big deal. Seeing Christmas lights is an, oh my gosh. Going to see this, or seeing a big building or a cow in the field, like they're like, oh my gosh. Look at things as a child and celebrate those little things that come into our life every day. That's a really cool part of it. And seeing things, enchantment is seeing things as a child and seeing this 5 year, this freedom year, as some changes that you're willing or to step into and to make changes. 6 is all about love. 6 is all about love. So one of the things that's really great about a 6 year, and this is finding love in different areas. It's not just a romantic love. This is find a job that you love, find a partnership that you love, and trusting that you're going to find that right person. So many times people will tell me like, there's no, I literally was talking to a client a couple of days ago, and she said, why don't I have a guy in my life? I'm a great person. I have a great job. I love what I do. I have a lot of great friends. And all of a sudden, she goes, but I've never been able to find a great guy. And then her next question to me was, why am I not dating anybody? And I said, you just said it. You said there's no great guys out there. Because you've said that energy, it's like all of the guys that are good just disappear because you've already said they're not around. So trust that there's a good guy out there for you. Trust that there's a great relationship for you. Trust, and when something comes up to defeat this, go back into trust. Trust that you've got this. Next one for love is all about manifestation. Have you made a manifestation list about the person you want to draw into your life? Most people haven't. It's one of those, manifestation should be like anything else you want to manifest. You want to manifest a car, you get detail oriented about the car. Manifesting someone to love or to love you, what are you bringing in there? What does that person look like? What does that person sound like? What does that person feel like? That's the really, really cool part of this. So this is all about love. So hold on a second. Jenna is on, and Jenna is... Jenna, you are in a 9 year. So hold on. You're probably gonna have to go back and listen to the beginning now because you just jumped on. So we are in love. So we are going into the second time around. This is our second time around going into a 7 year. 7 year is about spirituality and cleaning your spiritual house. So this one is coming forward. And surrender and release. So this is a great year if you're in your 7 year to really start thinking about what are your beliefs. Surrender and release. Like, think about them. If they're not what, if they are what you want, then great, surrender to that energy. And if they're not, release them. Surrender or release is the way this one should read for me, is like, what are you wanting to hold on to? And it's one of those, or what are you ready to get rid of? There may be some old ideas that you come in that are old or stale that you're not kind of like, I don't really care about that one. But think about your ideas. So a 7 year is all about, is the energy of surrendering or releasing things. So I've got like 3 of them popping at the same time. So let's do this one. So spiritually cleaning your house, number 7. The second card for this one is all about meditation. This is about thinking about your spiritual cleaning of your house. Like, it's one of those, there are a lot of people like, oh, spirituality and religion have nothing to do to each other. And I'm like, they really do. You can meditate in different Bible verses. You can meditate on different things. I took literally a year and a half and I meditated Our Father. So there's a lot of things that you can meditate on that are religious bound, and then kind of like thinking about it your own way. And that was my number 7 year of kind of like, what do I want to bring forward? How do I want this to come about for me? And is it something that I really believe, or is it something that I'm ready to let go of? So that's kind of a really interesting part. So a year, personal year 8, is all about manifesting and bringing in manifesting energy. And it can bring a lot of healing, because by year number 8, you've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. So this is a really healing year. Like, yes, I am going to be a winner. And this is going to be, what do you want to draw into you? And part of your manifestation that you bring into you can be healing. You can draw your best life, your healing life, bringing things into you that you're really ready to move into spiritually, kind of bringing that confidence and radiance, and that can bring a lot of healing to our body. So our second card for number 8 year is all about new beginnings. There are things that you're going to start in your 8 year that you are ready to bring into fruition. What are you starting new and different in your 8-year? This is all about like what's coming in at you. If there's new things that you're thinking about, this is a great time to kind of move that in, because this is a year that you're going to fall in love with manifesting everything. And so there may be some changes coming in of new beginnings. Okay. Let's see. Number 9 is our end of our cycle. And so it's talking about like what's coming to an end and kind of reflecting over what we've already been through for the last 9 years before we start this cycle again. I will tell you, 9 is a great year to be out in nature and get our energy going in the right direction. And what's coming in new and different at us. So being out in nature can kind of just help us resettle, energize, re-amplify what we've brought into us. So this is a great year. A 9 year is a great year to take long walks, bike rides, or whatever it is, and kind of get into nature and kind of what do I want to reflect on, and what do I want to draw into me for the next 9 years. So hold on, let's see. Our last card for number 9 is all about our guardian angel. I think it's funny because I think it's kind of cute, but I had a client the other day who was talking about she wanted to make her guardian angels happy. And I just thought that was so cute, because our guardian angels are happy when we're happy. When we're happy and excited about what's going on in our life, they're happy for us. It's one of those, I want you to understand that this is a really great year to kind of talk to your guardian angels about what you are choosing to bring into you next. Not what do they want to bring into you. It's one of those, what do you want to bring in, and talking to about them. What should I do, or how should I bring this in? So I've got 2 new people. I've got Tony and I've got Tara coming on. So Tara, let me see. Tony, post your birthday. I just need your month and your day. So Tara, 11. So what you do is you do your month, your birth month, plus your birthday, plus your universal year. So for you, Tara, it's 11 plus 5 plus 5, because it's a universal year. That's a year 21, as a year 3 for you, Tara. So once Tony posts that, I'll tell her what hers is. So this is a really great way to kind of amplify. I've got Courtney on the other side. So I've got 8 plus 19 plus 5 is 32. So Courtney, you are in a 5-year. So this is really good. Let me see. So Tony is 6 plus 21 plus 5 is 32. So Tony, you're also in a 5-year. So this is a really good year. Go back and watch all of it. This has been really, really fun for me. And then I will talk about, I'm going to be doing another video just on our universal 5-year. I found tons of information out there on the internet about our universal 5-year and what does that bring into us and the energy of that. So that is going to be really, really fun. I'm going to be posting in a few days. Like I said, I've also been doing a couple of other videos. Mercury's about to go into retrograde. We've got a couple of moons coming and shifting our energy. And then I know everybody has been talking to me about the presidential stuff coming up, and how does that look like for the world. I'm not sure if I'm ready to go into that in public. I know I will be going into that very probably clearly, because I've got a group reading online this weekend. I've got it on the 16th starting at 7. I've got one on the 23rd starting at 7. And both of those will be online, so that can be anyone. It's one of those, that's a really, really good days. And it's one of those, no matter where you're at, this is a really good time that you can connect with me. And then on the 30th, as long as the world is still open, we will do one in my home. Here in Sugar Land. If you are interested in joining that one, there are only 10 tickets available. And I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to wait till the last second to buy it. I'm like, don't wait till the last second. That one's going to go fast, because I'm going to do the same thing as everywhere else, but you'll be able to connect with my energy a little bit differently. So that is kind of some fun stuff that's coming up. And then I've also got Psychic 101 starting one online, and then one in the house starting the end of January, beginning of February. And then I will shortly be doing a 202 kickoff on the end of January to kind of where we're going to start that class in there. So 202 is coming really, really soon. I am so excited about the classes coming up and things. I'm trying to keep myself really busy, and I really, really love what I absolutely do. So if you have any questions, once you look over everything, if you have any questions, make sure that you comment on there and I will answer them as quickly as possible. But I thank you so much in joining me for this, and get ready for the Universal Year number 5. I'm going to be posting a lot of information and doing a video on that. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I will be in touch soon. Have a good one.